Alright, what I got going on over here on my Mercury, which is a very nice car. It's got quite a few miles on it, but I ended up doing a lot of driving with it. No dents, dings, or any problems with it. Pretty much keep everything in good shape. Man, I got to clean out this. When this spring hits and summer starts up, I got to do a detailed job on the engine compartment on this thing again. But during the winter time, I don't really drive this thing a lot due to, now there isn't that much snow. It's all melted, but when it is snowing on the ground, this thing sucks. This thing really sucks. It's rear-wheel drive. It's got a nice V8 inside of it. Basically, it's the same motor that they put inside the Mustang. Very powerful, a lot of fucking torque. Very easy for the back wheels to break loose on it. Now, what I got going on here is I put a battery tender on the battery of this car because I don't drive it that much because of how cold it is. It's like fucking 6 degrees right now. Letting this thing sit for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, the battery starts to drop. And there's an alarm system on here, so there is a little bit of a charge coming off the battery. It's basically milliamps, but still, nevertheless, it is a charge that's coming off of it, or a draw, basically. So the battery tender helps out pretty much with this. Now, I just installed it now. I should have did this a while back. Still starts and everything. This battery is brand new, but the problem with it is it's just too fucking cold out here, letting the car sit. I have a little bit of a draw on it from the remote start and the alarm system that's on here. So what I did was, as you can see, I've got different types of battery terminals on here. It's not the stock ones anymore because of the stereo system. I got a 0 gauge going into a 150 or 250 amp fuse. Sorry, as you can see, it's 250 amps. So there is a pretty good system inside of here. So instead of going directly to the battery with it, that blue wire that's coming off this terminal basically goes right into the fuse box over here. So I tapped it off that and then just tapped off the top with the ground. Make sure all your connections are nice and tight. Otherwise, you're going to have electrical problems with the vehicle. So, and then I just put the battery tender on. I got it plugged in. It's doing a charging now. Depending if it's on a timer where it just, does a timing charge, or if it detects that the battery is done or full, then it'll turn its back self. Turn itself off. I'm thinking that maybe because this battery, I just started the car was fine. So I'm thinking that maybe this is on a self timer to where it just times itself until it gets to a certain point. But anyways, kind of a good thing to have. We put these on the motorcycles, especially in the summertime when we get a lot of rain and we don't ride the bikes. Forget to start them up and stuff. So we just basically, put these on the motorcycles as well. But man, is it fucking cold right now. I tried to straighten out these wires when it was warm. I brought it out of the house, out of the package, and ended up straightening out the wires. But as soon as it got out here in the cold, the wires got stiff as a board. So you got to be careful with that so you don't bend it too much, because you can crack the insulation that's on these wires. So you got to be very careful with it. Pretty cool as far as the connector goes. They have covers to cover up, so you're not going to ground anything out, which the positive is inside the sleeve anyways, and the the negative is in a pin, so you shouldn't have too much of a problem anyways. And I'll just tuck that in underneath here when I'm done. Not a big deal. Come out every once in a while and plug it in. And the only thing is this unit is not water resistant or weather resistant, so to say. So I have to be careful. And the problem with this is I have a pin switch on the hood right over there in the middle of the screen that detects if the hood is open. So if I try to install this and then not have the alarm turned on or turn the alarm on, it's going to give me a code. My keyring has a remote that has basically like a TV screen on there, to where it shows me if there any action is going on with the vehicle, like a window got broken or a door's open or something. It shows me when the alarm gets set off. So it's going to tell me that the hood is ajar. So anyways, not a bad little thing to have to put on your vehicle. It's pretty simple. If you have one of those battery terminals that you really can't get a hold of, there's always a line, especially if you have a fuse box that's under the hood, there's always a line under the hood that goes directly to it, directly to the battery. So for it to travel, it's a little bit more resistance to add a line on top of a line, but this is still going to do the job. I'm not worried about it. Anyways, you guys take it easy, have a good one, and yeah. If you have problems with your vehicle, with keeping the battery charged, especially if you don't drive it in the wintertime, battery tender is not a bad thing to have. Take it easy.